Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are looking at the Files API, which is absolutely a core feature for any Claude Master out there. We're talking about a major architectural shift in how you interact with Claude. It's a change that honestly is going to save you massive amounts of time, bandwidth, and yes, money. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. You know that feeling when you're sending a massive 50-page PDF contract or a giant 200-megabyte dataset to Claude using these standard inline methods? You are literally transmitting that entire file again and again for every single request you make. Just think about that for a second. It is a massive, bloated bottleneck. Well, the Files API completely ends that inefficiency. From now on, you upload once, and you reference forever.
0. That is the exact number of bytes it costs you in bandwidth to retransmit a file on any subsequent queries. For organizations running heavy iterative document workflows, you can reference the exact same file across dozens of requests without sending a single extra byte over the wire. The file travels to Anthropic servers exactly once. After that, every single query costs you 0 in bandwidth and 0 in upload latency. It's a total game changer. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. If you look at the old traditional workflow, you're just pushing those heavy PDF bytes over and over. Request 1, request 2, request 3. It's exhausting just thinking about it. But with the streamlined Files API architecture, you simply upload once, you grab a tiny file ID, and then you just branch out to any number of requests using that tiny little identifier. It's the exact same document, but it's one upload for infinite requests. So what exactly is this magical file ID? Well, the Files API is basically a beta storage layer built directly into the Anthropic API. You upload a file, say a PDF, an image, or a CSV, and you get back this short identifier. The API actually gives you 5 operations. You can upload, list, retrieve metadata, delete, and download. But listen up, because there's a really strict rule you have to remember. You cannot download files you've uploaded yourself. The download function is strictly for files that Claude generates, so definitely keep your own local copy. Also, just a quick heads up, this beta feature works on the direct Anthropic API and AWS, but it's not currently available if you're using Amazon Bedrock or Google Cloud Vertex AI. Let's move to and see how this builds in a real-world scenario. Imagine you're a compliance analyst, right? And you need to pull specific requirements out of this incredibly heavy GDPR regulatory PDF. It breaks down into a simple 2-step pattern. Step 1, one upload. You grab that one file ID and stash it in a variable. Step 2, you send your analysis request referencing that ID and you turn on page-level citations. Claude then returns a beautifully structured answer pointing exactly to the source, like, hey, the right to access is on page 34, or the right to erasure is on page 41. The analyst verifies every single claim without ever manually scrolling through the document. And the absolute best part, that exact same file ID is sitting there, ready for every follow-up question. The PDF never has to travel over the wire again. So when should you actually be using this? It is absolutely ideal for things like document review loops, iterative data analysis, multi-turn conversations about complex diagrams, or batch classification jobs where you're processing files in a loop. But I really need to give developers a stern warning right here. If your workflow requires 0 data retention guarantees, meaning your data can literally never be stored on external servers, you must, I repeat, must stick to the old inline method. The Files API inherently stores content on Anthropic's infrastructure, so ZDR just cannot be guaranteed here. You also really need to watch your storage limits. Files are scoped to your organization, and your storage counts against a 500 gigabyte org level cap. So do yourself a favor and delete files when you don't need them anymore. So, the crucial point is this. Upload once, reference by ID. But structurally, pay attention to this. You absolutely must include the beta header, which is Files API 2025.04.14 on every single API call. That means for both your uploads and your messages. If you miss that header anywhere in your code, you are instantly going to hit a 400 error. Don't say I didn't warn you. If you want to see exactly how this is implemented in code, you can check out the full chapter with 3 fully worked examples and a breakdown of common pitfalls in the Claude Master ebook over at cloudmaster.net. But I want to leave you with a thought today. Knowing that every single subsequent query for a massive document could cost you exactly 0 in bandwidth and 0 in upload latency, how much time and bandwidth is your current architecture wasting right now?